And we are live. I'm back. It's the David Starlyte Show. Welcome, everyone. And welcome back. Last week, I was not quite working, so apologies. I'm just checking we are recording. And during this podcast, you can support my page by sending stars, a digital gift that helps me to earn money. Now, if you do come online, please do like and share the show, which helps the algorithms. And if you do like the show, please do click like. If you don't like the show, then what can I tell you? Just sending you lots of love and wishing you a beautiful day. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Drop a comment in the comments section. We are live coming to you from Australia. I'm online every week here with you from Port Douglas, Far North Queensland, which is along the northeastern coastline of Australia. So people have heard of the Great Barrier Reef, so that's what we are known for out here. So I don't remember what I was talking about last week. Marianne says, good morning. How are you, Marianne? I was trying to remember what I was talking about last week, and I think there was something about the manifestation of our soul and inherent worthiness. So the worthiness that comes authentically from within. There's something that we don't force, we don't try. There's no trying, we are just being. So you can imagine an animal like a dog or a cat, like a pet, for instance. That's a good example. And they are present. They're present in the world. They're present in their life. They show up for themselves. They're not trying, to be something. They're not to reach for some unknown destination. Marianne says Mercury retrograde 2. So we seem to be working, touch wood, so far so good. Last week was a bit of a quandary. It was just chaotic. But here we are live with you, talking about pets, talking about dogs, talking about cats, and this concept of inherent worthiness. So welcome, morning, and great to see you. Remind me who you are, but that sounds really familiar. Great to see you. Is that Jen, perhaps? Or I'm not quite sure. So welcome, Radiant Life, and good morning. Welcome to the show. And here we are discussing a little bit about inherent worthiness. What it means to you. Is there a concept that you're familiar with, a manifestation of the soul? So it is Jen. Great to see you, Jen. I haven't actually seen you in person for a while. Where are you in the world? Marianne says, be glad you're not Virgo or Gemini. So what's going on with Virgo or Gemini? I don't really know too much about the sun signs. To be honest, I don't really believe in it. But it's fun to play with. We're such complex beings. To attribute qualities to that kind of thing, it doesn't really resonate with me, but I love people who it does resonate with. So Jen says she's in Port, so we are probably a walking distance away. We're probably very close. So great to have someone so nearby who can look outside and see the same thing, or pretty much near the same thing. A bit of a somber day today with the grayness in the sky. Marianne says Mercury rules us. Mercury rules us. I do find Vedic astrology has a lot of insights and valuable input for humanity and for the patterns of nature, the patterns of the cosmic cycles. It is so interesting, really. And I met someone recently who was that was her life, was astrology. And I do feel it's an art and a science, and we are definitely influenced by all these cosmic patterns. With the important journey of the soul, the important aspect of the journey of the soul is you can transcend those elements. You can transcend your innate traits, your something that you feel you're stuck with. You can transcend it with prayer, with grace, with reverence. We are able to transcend, to move beyond the perhaps the energies that we feel stuck in, we feel that we cannot move beyond them, we can transcend them. We're not stuck into anything. So even if it's just our consciousness, you can be in a prison, but your consciousness can be free. And I've seen some great prison movies. I love the one with Morgan Freeman. That was just the most moving and extraordinary film. And the strange thing about that film was that I don't think it got any Academy Awards or Oscar Awards. I don't think it got anything, but it was the most extraordinary film. And what they said about it was that the name put people off. The name didn't resonate with people. People just like, what? Shawshank Redemption. That was the name of it. Shawshank Redemption. Did you see that? Did it mean something? About freeing the mind. And in many ways, a lot of us are imprisoned in our lives. So we're all in some sort of prison, and people think of this planet as a prison planet. It's not quite. It's not quite the prison planet. I think that's a little bit harsh. But for some people, I think it really is. And we do, praying for everyone, we always have the ability to go beyond our circumstances, any individual circumstances, find meaning, find purpose, find the incredibly rich emptiness or spirit, or whatever you like to think of spirituality, beyond borders. That is grace, that is love, that is transcendence. I'm just putting the power onto this. The power's back on, switched on. We're all good. And what's powering you? What's powering you on? What's inspiring you? What's switching you on today? Marianne says the banker was sent because he supposedly killed his wife, but it wasn't him. And unfairness is something really difficult. Has anything really unfair happened to you? And how do you view that? How did you learn to accept it? How did you forgive the people involved? And were there any experiences that were particularly unfair for you? I feel like we all have some of this. We all experience some of this. And I was reminded recently of something that I felt was unfair. Recently, I was, it was a few years ago, but recently I remembered it, and I was like, oh, I haven't thought about that for years. But I was working in Hayman Island, which is along the southern Great Barrier Reef, and there was a sign up in the kitchen, and it said, like, if you can name our restaurant, then you get a $500 award. And so I was like, all right, I've got to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to name this. And we could enter as many as we liked. So I had all these entries, and I was thinking, I think it was actually coral. I was like, what is the name of the reef? Coral, I think it's a Coral Sea. I think it was Coral Restaurant, maybe. But I was just looking up names, like what's an appropriate, spirit of place. The name from I think it was Coral Sea Restaurant or something like that. And a couple of months I left Hayman Island. I think I was in Port Douglas at the time, or I lived in Daintree Village. I think I may be in Daintree Village. I was thinking, what happened to that restaurant? And I asked somebody working there, and they said, "Oh, it's called Coral Sea Restaurant." And then I was like, "But no one gave me anything. They chose the name I gave them." And so I contacted the general manager, and he just said, "Yeah, forget about it, because you don't work here anymore. So bye-bye." And anyway, I left a legacy, but I can't really take credit for the name of the sea, or it could have been something else, like the name of the coral reef. Anyways, it just felt unfair, because what could you do? Some of that's still gone. Karma will teach my hand. So are you able to let go, forgive it? I feel like these things really can be lifelong, where it's just this little seed in the mind, this little thing that we are a little bit disturbed. Why did that happen? Why? And it's very hard to just let it go and just go, well, life isn't perfect. And we cannot know the reasons for everything. Everything has some kind of karmic purpose, and sometimes you just have to let it go, forget about it. Just don't try and perfect the past, because you cannot change what's done. All you can change is your mind, is your consciousness, and forgiveness is really powerful. Marianne says, because she's hurting my sisters. Well, that is sad for them, and it's sad for her that they're part of that pattern. But on a soul level, these things are chosen, Marianne. So even if it seems cruel, it is on some level it's chosen. So we do readings on the show, intuitive readings, and very much exploring ideas of embracing life, embracing who you are, upgrading, dissolving the hurdles, dissolving things that seem hurdles. Often just with our consciousness, we can dissolve anything with our consciousness. It seems like an obstacle, and really that's just in our mind. There are physical obstacles. Those are actually physical obstacles. Something like a wall, that's physical. But most of the obstacles in our mind they're not actually real. They just seem like walls. But in surprising ways, we can break down those walls. And sometimes it's just with love and acceptance, with forgiveness, with grace, with equanimity, with coming to the world with an open heart, with a beautiful open heart. So this past week was a little bit challenging out here. I don't know if Jen is on the show. We lost someone who took his own life, and he was very much a part of the community. People saw him every day. He was always around in the town. So it was very, very sad, and a lot of people were really upset about it. It's so hard to deal with that kind of thing when a young person takes their life. It is unfortunately, part of this world, and we do have to accept it. There are people who just don't want to be here. And we can fight it, we can resist it, and we should fight it, and we should resist it, and we should really care for each other, really always be there for each other, and do as much as we can. But sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes, we cannot be there for everyone. We cannot prevent all suicide. Sometimes it is just the person's time. It doesn't happen accidentally. If that's their exit point, that's their exit point. We all have an exit point, and they just happen to choose theirs. And it is difficult for the people left over, for the people remaining. And we do question our lives. We question our purpose. What are we doing here? And embracing who you are, showing up for yourself, being the most authentic version of yourself in all possible timelines. That's how we show up in our lives and live our best lives. So, for everyone listening, I'm sure loss has been part of this journey. We all do lose people along the way, and not just people, but animals too. And I think of all the blessed souls, beautiful animals that I've come across, and sometimes it was just I knew a dog for a week or two or a month, and then I moved on. But that dog was special to me. That was a special connection. So I've had a lot of beautiful animal connections, more dogs than cats, but the occasional cat I did certainly connect with and had some interesting experiences. I find cats are much more mystical than dogs, and their behavior is really it's different, very different. They come from this different I think they're Lyran. They come from a different planetary consciousness, very much just 100% being authentic, 100% just that's who I am, and I am inherently worthy. With a cat, the cats are just, well, this is that I don't care what you think, that's just what I feel like doing. And Marianne said, did any play in stereo decorating the cats? I mean, oh, the cats. Yeah, so cats do just do stuff. They don't always observe our rules. They just do their thing. And that topic of inherent worthiness really comes up with the cats because they are inherently worthy. They don't care, what you think. They are just, this is how they want to contribute to the world. Dogs are a little bit more loyal, devoted, more interested in making you happy, at least trying to make you happy. So there is a sort of there is an attempt to make people happy. So do let me know if you're on the show, if you would like to discuss any particular issue, any particular thing bothering you, and appreciate everyone for being here in the eternal now. I was writing a little bit yesterday about time and the illusion of time and the eternal now, and being present with what is right in front of us, because the moment you're present with something, it disappears. So it's a strange dissolving in front of your eyes. So you're looking at something and you're knowing that it's changing all the time, but you cannot see all the changes immediately. But you know that every moment is gone as you experience it. So you experience it and then it's gone. And it's this constant flow. Past, present, future intertwined, and to make sense of it, it's kind of like you have to remove the idea of time, remove the consciousness of time, and understand that it is a type of human projection, and really it doesn't really exist. All we have are the patterns of nature, and we can apply ideas onto the patterns of nature, but essentially they just continue whether we watch them or not. They will continue. So that's what I have to say about inherent worthiness, about being present. I was writing a bit. It was really nice. Writing about the self, writing about enlightenment, writing about, I think I did use the word beloved at times. I love this word beloved, which Rumi was, the Sufis were really talking about the heart and the beloved, turning the heart towards the beloved, turning the heart towards the beloved, which is a beautiful concept. And I was talking a bit about presence, and about presence, it's not really what you do. It's not really what you do. It's who you are. And life is, the journey of human life is about removing the barriers that we put up, the barriers that we put up to experiencing, to awakening, to experiencing the true nature of consciousness. And Carlos says, hi, welcome to the show, Carlos. I'm talking about timeline, sacred dimensions, the perfect now. What is the perfect now? What is embodiment? What is authentic worthiness? So I am doing great. I'm happy that the video is working today, and the volume and the audio. So how are you, Carlos? How are you? Thank you for sharing. Carlos says, hi, Debbie. I spoke to Debbie yesterday. She's very busy but good. And we talked a little bit about the settings of the show, and it seems to be working today. So Debbie is the sacred blessing, the little angel. And, what are the sacred dimensions? What is timelessness? What is the perfect now? Carlos says, I'm good. Are you living in the perfect now? Are you taking every breath as a sacred breath? And is every breath a prayer of awareness, or is silence the gateway or the destination? So embodiment is about breathing before speaking, listening deeply to the universe, the consciousness of the universe, and listening to the gnosis of being. And I love this word gnosis. Not that it necessarily means that much. I think of it more as a gateway, as a spiritual gateway, as a way of recalibrating how we see the world. And it is a type of spiritual invocation, the gnosis. And it's just beautiful how there's a silent G. So I love that word. Do you guys love it? Does it mean something to you? Sacred pauses. I also like the word sacred. Maybe I overuse it a little bit. Sacred pauses before speaking, experiencing the silence, introducing this beautiful sacred pause, and remembering what Rumi said, that silence is the language of God. Silence is the language of God. And I also like this concept of stillness, which is sort of connected to silence, but stillness is just pausing and just feeling everything moving around you and just being a source of vastness, being a source of vastness, which is your innate consciousness. And our soul has embodied in the human body, our soul is animated within us. Our soul is animated within us to experience life, to experience this world. So do comment in the comment section how that sits with you. And thank you for liking and sharing the show. And let's do a quick card reading on the spirit of our humanity, our beloved humanity. It's the 18th of November and the 19th of November, depending on where you are in the world, which I also love that we have this calendar system, but it operates a little bit differently depending on your time zone. I was watching something yesterday, and it was someone who jumped out of outer space, like stratosphere or something like that. They jumped out of out of a flying vessel, spaceship. I don't know what they jumped out. It was quite crazy. I was like, wow. And you saw the earth, and I was thinking about some of my friends who say that the earth is round. They believe that the earth is round. Well, I have the video to prove that it's not, but I actually didn't want to send it to them because I was thinking they're just going to defend their position, and I don't want to get sort of it feels like a bit of an ego bashing thing or a little bit of an ego trip to believe sort of counter to everyone, and that's kind of counter revolutionary and kind of exciting about that, the energy of counter revolution. So good luck to them, sending them love and light, and just laughing about it. What about the silence and stillness where it intersects with mediumship? And that's a beautiful question, Marianne, because it's almost like the insight flows through the question, the wisdom flows through the question. What about the silence and stillness where it intersects with mediumship? It's almost like there's a sacred pause, and I have to really listen deeply to what comes through, Marianne. And there isn't a way to fill the space with words, to fill the void with words, because the silence is very still. Like an ocean, it's very vast, very deep. So thank you for sharing that, Marianne. So if you want to know the card that was presented, there it is. This is the heartbeat of humanity question. What's going on with us as humanity? And this question is a collective question for all of us. What is the answer? What does this card mean? This card means we got to trust. We got to trust how things are flowing. Just trust the tapestry of life how it is. Don't try to force anything. Trust things as they are unfolding. No need to force anything. No need to, manufacture, no need to fashion everything in a different way. Time is not running out. We were talking about time. The illusion of time is just continuing. The earth is still rotating, and we don't need to force anything. We can let go of forcing, let things flow, let things come to you. There is always a dance of co-creation in life, in the world. So we're part of the wave. So step on the wave, dive into the wave, surrender to the wave. Let the wave take you, and let it be a balance between being on a little boat, sailing on a little sailing boat, shifting, cruising along, or letting that cruise boat take you along. So there is times when you need to force things and times when you need to let go and surrender. So this card is implying that humanity, collective consciousness, needs a little pause. We need a little silence, a little stillness, a little meditation, a little gnosis. And everything is here for a reason, for purpose. Time isn't running out. Things are happening in a flow, and this is the only moment we can really be, is right here, right now. So you're not missing out on anything. It's never too late to answer a calling. You're never too old. If you're here, then you're here. If you're not here, then you're not here. Then you wouldn't be here. So you're definitely here. If you are listening to this, you are here. So don't let inner hurdles, inner obstacles, inner resistance hold you back from being and doing, from magically weaving your consciousness into the world, orchestrating the life that you are born to live, and the perfect flow, the perfect union, the perfect unison between you and the world. So let the wave be your master, let the wave be your flow. But also, it doesn't mean that you cannot surf the waves. So you're here to surf the waves, if that makes sense. You're here to weave your magic, and each moment is precious. Each moment can be an invocation, a sacred invocation beyond time and space, transcending time and space, enjoying each moment, acknowledging that everything does have a flow, everything does have a season. So let go of impatience, comparison, competition, paranoia, and let go of anxiety. Let that dissolve. Keep your mind as pure as possible, as non-reactive, equanimous as it possibly can be. Conditioned to the stillness, flowing with the stillness, and living your best life. So Cooley says, intuitive readings, yes. So let me know your name. And Butterfly, I was wondering about you, Butterfly. I think I sent you a message. And thank you so much for your contribution and beautiful words on YouTube. It really meant so much. I've been meaning to respond on YouTube, actually put up some new video. I think I have three that are in the queue, which just need to be switched on, or uploaded is the word, actually. They need to be uploaded before they can be switched on. But I really do appreciate your support and your contribution to this channel and this intuitive flow. So thank you so much, Butterfly, and wonderful to see you. I am still here. I had a good reading. When was it? A few days ago, which really sat well with me. The last 2 years, I was thinking it's been very sideways, very kind of not quite feeling like things are shifting forward in a powerful way. So for me, the last 2 years, it's been challenging. In a way, there was a lot of spaciousness and freedom, and I was learning things, but I felt like my really my spiritual light was diminished and was less vibrant, less pure. So it's sometimes it's difficult to be in between things and to be pursuing new goals, and can take time to get there. And things do a lot of some things you can do spontaneously immediately, like your consciousness. You can shift your consciousness immediately, but in the physical world, the 3D world, some things do take time. If you're building a palace, it's gonna take time. A palace. I'm just trying to think how these days you could get a digital printer maybe to speed up the process, and we can do things much quicker than sometimes before. So, but still, you need time just to maybe plan. Go to the architect, go to the civil engineer to see what's possible. A lot of things start with an empty canvas, a blank canvas, just a space, and then the idea, well, I'm going to build my palace. Yeah. How long is that going to take? Well, you got to sit and plan it out and meet with professionals, perhaps an architect or a team of architects. It's going to take a long time. And then nowadays with local council, with planning, you've got to get approval for any project to go ahead. You need to get approval. So life can certainly take time to move ahead with our plans, with our goals. So you are welcome to ask away, Cooley. Let me know who you are, where you're from. And Butterfly, welcome to the show. Let me know who you are and how you are. And also, Butterfly, I forget where you are in the world. Was it Ohio? I cannot quite remember. And Butterfly says, blank canvas, become your own artist and have fun. So you are on the screen, you're seeing my paintings. It's actually the same painting folded over. And that painting I donated to an organization over here. And so it's nice to have it because it was up on my wall, and I really love this painting. But it has been donated. It's got a beautiful framing. I love the frame, expensive frame. I hope the best part of the painting isn't the frame, but it is a beautiful painting. Marianne says, I wonder what C is too. C can be many things. What does C mean to you? So, Butterfly, let me know who you are, where you are, and would love to know where you are in the world. Blank canvas, become your own artist and have fun. Yeah, we're talking a little bit about the illusion of time. What is time? And sometimes things happen very quickly, and sometimes things happen very slowly. Have you noticed that in your life? Some things just happened and some things just didn't seem to happen. So the universe has its own time. Life has works at its own time, and we can influence the matrix. We cannot always control it. We cannot always control the outcome. It's like kind of in a romantic sense, you can like someone, and you can even approach them, but there's got to be a response in them, and the universe has to will it. It's got to be there's got to be a sort of flow to it, otherwise it's not going to happen. There's got to be an energy to it. A butterfly says, my dear friend, I spread my wings and fly. Well, that is very mysterious and very wonderful, Butterfly. And you haven't answered any of the questions, and I love that about you. So we don't know where you are in the world. So I don't know why I was feeling Ohio. I could be totally off. But maybe it was New Mexico. Yeah. I think I just always see the phoenix arising. So I think I see that with you, the phoenix arising from the ashes, the symbology of the butterfly. And I used to have this beautiful logo, which I designed myself, this butterfly logo. And The company was called M Retreat, and M stood for metamorphosis. And my website was mretreat.com. mretreat.com. And the beautiful metamorphosis. Butterfly says, keep guessing. And Marianne says, I wonder what thread in my life opens. Love life, the missing bird, meeting my Utah relatives, something I'm not thinking about. Any insight? So butterfly is mystical, mysterious. All right, so Marianne, let's see what the Starseed Oracle would like to inform you today. We're just doing a quick shuffle. Always connecting, co-creating to our guides, to our angels, and asking for the highest good of all involved. So that's always the intention of the show, the highest good. You know, sometimes the world is a bit turbulent and chaotic, and it's ups and downs, and it's a little bit perplexing, but always having the highest good of all involved. And really, that is the higher purpose, the divine guidance. It's not really to pick a side. So I know in some countries, I know in America, you have very these very strong divisions. And it's such a pity because I'm an outsider and I'm like, just really love each other and co-create and come into, you know, the central place where you can meet each other. Break bread with all your relatives and don't see them as enemies. That's a horrible way to view human beings. And we all have different viewpoints. No one has the same viewpoint. So please, you know, come to people with an open-heartedness and a little bit of a non-binary perspective, a sort of non-dualistic perspective that, you know, love transcends all, grace transcends all, and we're here to love and share. We're not here to be on one side or another side. That's a real pity. And you see it as well in the sort of male, female, men, women. You see this competition, and it's very unhealthy in this division. We share the world. We're not about one is over the other one or one is lord over the other one. It's a co-creation, and the universe created a beautiful masculine feminine balance, a beautiful energy of divine masculine, divine feminine. There's no wrong and right in that energy. It doesn't exist. There's no like should or shouldn't. It's very much a graceful, effortless co-creation. So politically, the same message. Love all. There's different perspectives. I personally believe I don't believe in a sort of duality. I'm more in a non-duality perspective, but I do believe when you look into politics, it's really about solutions. And what you find is certain people come with great ideas, and certain people come with bad ideas, and it's a economy of ideas, and look at what works and what doesn't work. And I think Singapore is the best example of what works. And that's all I'll say. Look at Singapore and look what they do in Singapore. Not that I'm sure Singapore isn't perfect, but you know what I mean. So we are picking a card from Marianne, and it's an interesting question. I was reminding you that love has no bounds. Real love has no bounds. There's no country, there's no border, no boundary. And just remember what universal compassion is and what it means to you. So this card is very much about your empathy. It's a beautiful card. And I'm just bringing it a little bit closer. Can you see that, Marianne? That is you. So this is a beautiful card for you, Marianne. It's inviting you to be energetically sovereign. And it's saying that you have a tendency to absorb other energies. As an empath, as an empathic star seed, you're absorbing things that are not you, that are not yours. And I think a lot of the star seeds do that kind of thing. And I do. As an intuitive empath, I'm always absorbing. I'm like the sponge. And sometimes that doesn't serve me anymore. And it's time to kind of step up and go, enough. This is me. Because it doesn't always work, always being there for other people, always going along with other people, always supporting other people. Because if we don't support ourselves, then we don't get anywhere in this 3D reality. So beyond the 3D, absolutely, from a spiritual perspective, you can grow so much by being unconditionally compassionate, unconditionally kind, unconditionally loving. But in the 3D world, there is a certain self-love, self-boundary, a certain what's yours, what's mine. There's a certain sort of conditioning that we do, tools that we do that do help us as intuitive empaths, as star seeds. So this is coming through strongly for you, Marianne, of knowing that you're here to shift the world. You're here to be present with other people, but you also come from beyond the world, and acknowledge the energetic exchange that goes on, the energetic shifts that go on, and acknowledge that you live in a physical body in the physical world. And due to your highly sensitive nature as an empathic starseed, being on Earth in a physical body is a challenge. So I can definitely relate to this, Marianne. So thank you for being here. And also you, Butterfly, thank you for being here. So empathic starseeds are prone to moods, to depression, to anxiety, to addiction, to see other people's world, other people's feelings, moods, other people's mistakes as their own. So to see the other as our own is very much the empathic starseed. We take ownership. We take ownership of the world. We take ownership of the people in the world, the people who show up in our lives. We see them as ourselves. We don't see a separation. So we absorb their energy, we absorb their mood, and we take it on. We personalize it. We individualize it, inhabit it. We live in it. We live through it. But we're not of that energy. So we're living through a frequency that we're not of. We've taken on, absorbed an energy that's not us. So energetic cleansing and purification is very important. Rituals that help you cleanse the energy, cut the cords, pull away these cords, always remove it. Attachments, because energies can prey on you. Energies that are not of the highest good can prey on you. So we're here for the highest good. That's in our hearts, that's in our minds, is helping others. So be careful of crowds, Marianne. Try to avoid crowds with this coming energy. It's saying that be gentle with yourself. Take time for yourself to recover energetically. Cleanse yourself. Keep your boundaries in place and go slow. Remember your precious heart. Practice energetic boundary setting, and don't take on the pressures of the world. Don't take that on. So what you are is enough. Unconditional worthiness is important. So simply be present and be yourself, and take care of yourself energetically. So that's the clear message from this beautiful card, Marianne. So thank you for that question. I wonder what thread in my life opens. Love life, the missing bird, meeting my Utah relative. I was actually feeling a lot about the Utah relatives, but generally that's the energy that comes through. I'm going to just pick another card here, Marianne. And this card is reminding you that you're part of a you're part of the world. So remember that you're part of the world. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you feel, remember that you are part of the world. You do have a beautiful starseed tribe, a beautiful starseed community. So it doesn't have to be that this is in front of you. It can just be energetically, and you can feel that support from others. So sending lots of love to Marianne, and she says, yep. She says, yep. And constant issue, highly sensitive person and empath. So thank you so much for being here, Marianne, and finding your soul tribe, being part of this reality here, this online community. People who see you, always to avoid crowds. So that is a really, really helpful energetic hygiene, is to avoid crowds. For me, I find travel incredibly confronting. It's very challenging for me to travel, particularly trains and well, planes. Really, the thing is the time is it's very daunting for me to go on a plane. I always felt drawn to them, especially to Cousin Joe. It's really beautiful, Marianne. Very exciting. So Butterfly says, my wings are wide open to receive a reading, please, David. Thank you so much. And we have a smile. We have a purple heart, a red heart, a green heart, and two beautiful butterflies, and a yellow heart. So I like that combination. It actually has a real effect on me, and I guess you can see from my painting that I like color. So I like colors, the colors of the rainbow. So that really rings true. It really touches base for me, butterflies. So we are just clearing the energy, asking for the highest good, for the eternal now to make itself known in our consciousness, in our present reality now. And may this be for the highest good of all involved. So the issue of grounding comes up, just reminding you to put your energy down onto the earth with your consciousness, so with your intention. Actually, every day, earth yourself. So put your feet, your naked, raw feet, your barefoot feet, in nature, on the ground. So there's certain materials that will really help you. Like I'm seeing a rock. I'm really seeing rock is something that you need right now. So if you could visit a mountain, if you could visit a cave, if you could remember your connection to Mother Earth, the reason you are incarnated on Mother Earth to ground this cosmic frequency, to ground the higher consciousness. So putting your feet into the earth, spending time in a mountain, in a cave, hiking is really good for you. But you are being drawn into sacred places, so follow your intuition and put the intention out there to be part of the to set a sacred chord, but to be part of the energetic matrix that is kind of the acupuncture points around the earth, the sacred places that are aligning and switching on. So I ground every day with my tree house. It's beautiful. So the card that is here for you, Butterfly, I think, did I pick that for you before? I think it's maybe the same card that appeared before. It looks familiar. And that card is you swimming through the frequency, swimming through the earth. So the cycles are really important. The celestial energies are really important. The patterns cosmologically are really important. So I recommend studying Taoism, and particularly the elemental aspects of Taoism. And that's kind of a very resonant path with this card, because that card, as you can see, very aligned to the astrological cycles, the cosmic cycles, aligned to Mother Earth, but also aligned to the universe. So you have that, you can think of it as a duality. It's connected to the earth, but connected to the universe. So that's very much alive in your path, this need to connect to Mother Earth, but this need to connect to the stars, to the galaxies, to the universe. So you're in the world, but not of it. And I don't know if you can see yourself over there, but you're actually in the water. You're actually in the water of Earth. So she is your home, but your home is the universe. So it's a very beautiful, I don't think duality is the right word, but it's a very beautiful connection of co-creation. And Butterfly says, I ground every day with my treehouse, my sacred treehouse. I've done courses on Taoism. So Butterfly, you have that connection. That's beautiful. So let's have a look here into this card. What I see for you is it's almost like a karmic pattern that is created through the constellation Orion. So the constellation Orion is apparently something with great polarity. So when I mentioned polarity, that was the purpose. That was a connection. So the constellation Orion is about polarity and unity. So there is this almost like these poles that you pulled in different directions, but ultimately you're here to unify that. You're here to be here, be in the world, but not of the world. So star seeds are part of the cosmic history. They're incarnated on Earth right now to play out karmic relationships from Orion. So Orion is like your karmic heritage. So you're playing out a karmic relationship from Orion. This is really interesting. So you're part of that Orion tapestry, and polarity is going to play a part in your life. You're here to dance with those energies, to dance with the conflict, to feel the separation, and then bring it into harmony. So because the harmony can lead to unity and growth, so it leads to growth in your consciousness. So don't just let it fester, actually bring it into union. You could do this through earthing, through grounding, through being in nature, through watching the stars, feeling yourself, and don't let the misunderstandings stay misunderstandings. Open your heart and mind to your karmic destiny, and bring a higher dimension to the way you see the world. So whenever you feel yourself being reactive, and we all do that, it's instinctual as part of survival, very much the way our brains develop, particularly the first 7 to 9 years of our life. It developed with points of view, protectiveness, and fear. Fear is a feedback mechanism telling us what is safe, what isn't safe. So we needed that for our survival. So that is part of what's in our brain, is this reactiveness at times. And it's reminding you to gather, open your heart, and don't let the wounding get the most of you. Find the mutuality, find the love, find the connection. You are an innocent child, and an innocent child needs tender care, needs to be understood and cherished. And the inherent worthiness is really important, to breathe that into your being, to breathe in the inherent worthiness into you, so you can allow the conflict just to be and bring it into union in your heart, so you transcend it and unify it within your being. So there is an invitation with each conflict. It is easy to react, to take things personally, to protect, to keep yourself distant, to keep yourself safe, to dive into the conflict, or to avoid the conflict. But it doesn't need to challenge your innocence. So remember your innocence. Come back to your innocence. Come back to your heart, and let the energy flow through you. Soften your heart. Drop any defenses you have up, and insights will arise where you'll be able to see points of view. You'll be able to see and acknowledge different points of view, and let that flow through you. Don't overly attach to one side or another side. Come back to innocence. Come back to the innocence of others. See them as little kids, little infants. So see that as the true essence of other people. And this star seed inquiry is asking you what relationships you find to be the most challenging. How can you see things from a different perspective? How you're being called to allow growth through conflict. So there is this soul mission of being a peacemaker. What was the word that was coming to me? So a peacekeeper, peacemaker. I cannot remember that word. So Butterfly says, I love to dance with other energies. So also bring this in your relationships with people, with other people. So let's have a look at the peacemaker. Butterfly, the peacemaker, strong boundaries which are flexible through choice. So let's have a look at your cards. So there is this interesting energy flowing through you of that's a beautiful feminine arising energy. So bringing your intention into being emotionally calm and peaceful, attracting healthy and stable people into your life. So this means you're dealing with emotions with a big heart. As you can see, you're holding this big heart. And that reflects your peaceful emotion and receptivity. So it's saying that you are an intuitive woman who understands the emotions of life, brings your awareness to all that you do. And so that is a beautiful card. That's you dealing with emotions, dealing with love. So let's just ask one more question of these cards. And there we have Metatron, the Archangel Metatron. So Archangel Metatron is actually associated with the third eye. Archangel Metatron is a strong vortex, a strong energy. And this is an invitation for you to remember your connection to Archangel Metatron as a guide to clear your thoughts, to clear your mind, to clear your heart, to bring you clarity of thought and bring your personal vision into alignment. So Archangel Metatron is all about the indigo energy. So the third eye, indigo energy, clear sight, clear thought, clarity of mind, opening you up to different perspectives, different perceptions. it's going to invoke some new beginnings. So there is going to be a deeper insight, but also a new way of seeing the world, but also new. There's going to be shifts and changes. So you could ask the question, what does my life look like 3 years ahead? And start to invoke Archangel Metatron to bring this into embodiment, to bring this into the world. So Archangel Metatron is with you. And Butterfly says, bless you. I am appreciative. And we've got a green heart, and it looks like a blue diamond. Looks like a blue diamond. So lots of diamonds. I like blue diamonds. And lots of green hearts. Where was there? Lots of hearts there. You got the yellow, the orange, the purple, and the red. So we have abundant hearts, and we have dancing and laughter and playing. So Butterfly, I am blessing you, sending you love and prayers, and sending everyone love and prayers. Thank you for being here. Sending you muchest love. And next week, I will see you again at the same time. Please do follow the YouTube channel, David Starlyte. What else? The Instagram, David Starlyte. Just writing it at the bottom here. If you see the blue tab at the bottom, you can find my contact information. Instagram, David Starlyte. So I have been a little bit more present on Instagram. I'm going to upload something new on YouTube. So I will have more videos to upload. Please do comment, like, share if it resonates, and any questions you have or topics of interest, do let me know so I can know what you're interested in, know what to prepare. So Instagram, YouTube, anyone interested in intuitive counseling, Buddhist therapy, also healing. I do the online sessions. So I do online sessions. You can book through the website below in the bar. And you can always message me. I'm also on LinkedIn. So Stu in Florida has a red heart, a yellow heart, a blue heart, an orange heart. He's wearing sunglasses, and lots of love to you, Stu. Let me know how you are. I'd love to know how you're doing, and catch up with you soon. Butterfly says, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. And thank you for your comments on YouTube. Butterfly, I will see if I can answer them or give you some response. And sending you lots and lots of love, abundance, happiness, grace, and prayer to everyone. I am David Starlyte, and I've been with you today waving my magic wand, sending you beautiful love. See you next week. Bye.